Good day everyone, our topic for today is all about solving quadratic equations by the square root property. Square root property. We previously have used factoring to solve quadratic equations. This chapter will introduce additional methods for solving quadratic equation. Square root property. If b is a real number and a squared is equal to b, then a is equal to positive negative square root of b. Example, solve x squared equals 49. That's equal to x equals square root of 49, right? So since our given is x squared equals 49, so just get the square root of both numbers, and we have x equals positive negative square root of 49. And what is 49? That is 7. So for 2x squared equals 4. That's x squared equals 2, and that's equal to x equals positive negative square root of 2. So for y minus 3 squared over equals 4. Get the square root of both sides, so y minus 3 equals positive negative square root of 2, square root of 4, and that is positive negative 2. So y is equal to 3 positive negative 2. Y is equal to 1 or 5. So y, how this become 1? So that's 3 minus 1 is, 3 minus 2 is 1, and 3 plus 2 is 5, because as you can see, it has two operations. Solve for x squared plus 4. So first, transpose 4, that's negative 4. Get the square root. There's no real solution because the square root of negative 4 is not a real number. Okay, that's imaginary number. So, solve for x plus 2 squared equals 25. And that is x plus 2 is equal to positive negative square root of 25 because we squared both sides. Square root, square root. So we cancel 2 here, so it becomes square root of 25. And 25 is positive negative 5. So we have, we transpose negative 5 positive 2, so it becomes negative 2 positive negative 5. So we will choose negative 2 plus 5 and negative 2 negative 5. And the answer is 3 or negative 7. Okay? Negative 2 plus 5 is 3. Negative 2 negative 5 is negative 7. Alright. So 3x minus 17 squared equals 28. Get the square root of both sides. So we have positive negative square root of 28, wherein 28 can be factored out into 4 and 7, wherein square root of 4 is equal to 2. That becomes positive negative 2 square root of 7. I believe all of you know this one. Paano siya naging ganito, right? Because as you can see, as we all know, in our, if you still remember your um, square rooting in your grade 7 math, if I'm not mistaken, that is square root of 4 times 7, right? Because 4 times 7 is 28. What is square root of 4? That's 2. So square root of 7 cannot be, so that remains square root of 7. Okay? So we have 3x equals 17. From negative becomes positive. Positive negative 2 square root of 7 divide by 3. So this is our answer for this. Many quadratic equations cannot be solved by factoring. Other techniques are required to solve them. Examples, we have x squared equals 20. So there are so many examples here. So we have x plus 2 squared equals 18, x squared plus 8x equals 1, 2x squared minus x minus 5 equals 0, 5x squared plus 55 equals 0, and so on. So these are examples that are going to be solved using factoring, so they required another technique, and that is square root property. If b is a real number and if a squared equals b, then a is equal to positive negative square root of b, just like what I've said. So x squared equals 20, that is x positive, or 4.5. The answer is positive negative 2 square root of 5. So I'm giving you additional examples. 5x squared plus 55, so that is 5x squared equals negative 55. Get the square, divide them by 5. So that is x squared equals negative 11. I believe you know this because it will be divided both sides by 5. So negative 55 divide 5 is 11. 5 divide 5 is 1. Get the square root, so that is positive negative square root of negative 11. or I. We put I here because negative 1, because of negative 1, right? Because of negative number, that's imaginary number. If b is a real number and if a squared equals b, then a is equal to positive negative b. Okay, these are another example. So we have this one. Okay, we just squared both sides. So we got x plus 2 equals positive negative square root of 18. And 18 has a factors of 9 and 2. So square root of 9 is 3. Then we substitute negative 2. And for this another example, the same thing is will be done. So that is I. Okay, as simple as that. So we have this one. Alright, so that's all about for solving quadratic equation by the square root property. With that, thank you very much for listening.